Namaskar. Today we're going to talk about this beautiful remedy, Aloe Socotrina. And this time we're going to discuss this single remedy from the explanation given by different authors, especially Dr. N.M. Chaudhary and Dr. Kent. We'll also add a few points which Dr. Allen mentions in his Materia Medica. And we already know Dr. N.M. Chaudhary and Dr. Kent have this amazing way of explaining remedies by creating a complete picture in front of us. And today we're going to try to amalgamate both the authors' writings on the same remedy so that we get the whole essence of the remedy and how we get to understand how these authors themselves understood this remedy, the characteristic symptoms that this remedy has, which were mentioned by obviously Dr. N.M. Chaudhary. He does that in all remedies. So the first point was about the weakness or the loss of power of our anal sphincter that led to the sensation of insecurity in rectum, right? And the second point was about the feeling of fullness and weight or heaviness in pelvis and in abdomen and etc. Okay, then the third point was about the rumbling and gurgling, which was very loud. Anybody in the room could hear it, and it was as if a bottle running out of bottle. Okay, the fourth point, which was the last point, was about the aggravation that these patients have after each meal. So they are not only aggravated in the diarrhea symptoms, but in general also. Every mouthful of food will hurry them to stool. And when we're talking about food over here, since we're talking about food, we also talked about the ailments for diarrhea, which were given by Dr. Kent, which was first from oysters. And very important thing is that it was out of season. So oysters, aggravation out of season, when eaten out of season. And second was from beer, like our remedy Kali Bai. Okay, that was what we talked after it. Then we went on to talk about the character of stools or the diarrhea or dysentery of aloe. So in dysentery, we saw that these patients have transparent and jelly-like stools, but in jelly-like stools, and in diarrhea we saw that these have yellow colored stools, which are semi-liquid or semi-liquid or semi-solid. And then they have this, all these are offensive also, and these are, these burn like fire. And the anus also becomes sore because of that. Then we saw that this diarrhea used to get aggravated while walking or when the patient was standing. Also, during the diarrhea, the patients are hungry, so this was something that happens during the diarrhea. After it, the patient will faint, will become very, very prostrated, and might also start sweating profusely. Okay. That was about the four important characteristic points and about the character stools, about the diarrhea of this remedy. Then we went on to talk about a very, very important point related to aloe, which was the congestion that we see. Let's just go through the map once, or the chart once. So what happened in congestion? There was engorgement of veins, which affected portal stump, head, and bleeding all over the body. Since venous oozing was there, headache also was there, which was alternating with lumbago, which was aggravated by heat and by cold application. We also saw how this runs through the whole remedy aloe. In rectum, we see hemorrhoids. In abdomen, also constant fullness and heaviness. In rectum, we see hemorrhoids which protrude like a bunch of grapes. Piles are moist due to constant mucus secretion. There's itching and burning. And we also studied about some other remedies and how they are compared with it. We also studied about the diagrams. If you remember the whole points relating to the symptoms when you see the diagrams, these were seen. And we also had the hemorrhoid related diagram. Okay, then this was about congestion. Then we went on to talk about the mind of this remedy. We first actually discussed a case of constipation. Then we went on to talk about the mind of this remedy, in which we saw that these people do not like mental or physical exertion. They want to be, just lazy. They want to be lying down all day. So they are not very good at any kind of work because they do not want to do it. They are lazy. They do not want to do it. Okay, then we saw that they're very angry and dissatisfied about themselves and also about their complaints, whatever complaints they have. Okay, then we saw that they see life as a burden. They are they are always sad. They are dispirited, and this sadness also is goes to a level that they hate people, repel everyone. They get extremely excitable excitable when they are in pain. They will get irritated and sad when they are in pain. Okay, then we talked about the another important point which Dr. Kent gave us, which was about the jelly like mucus which keeps coming out of the various different parts, whichever part has a pathology, ulcerated spot or inflamed surface or even stricture of anus, whatever. Okay, it keeps on oozing this jelly like mucus which may be as thick as a leather. And we finally saw the relations in which we saw that it relates to sulfur and kali bichromicum. Okay, so this was the whole quick revision, very quick actually, revision of aloe that we have discussed today. I hope you liked it and you go back and read it from even more authors, materia medica authors, as materia medica, and you also go through Kent and N.M. Chaudhary ones.